Guess where we saw Russell Simmons during Art Basel week?
I'm alive on South Beach.
Hi, I'm Dina Stewart.
And I'm Stuart, and we're alive on South Beach.
A show with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Art Basel just had its 11th season here in Miami. And what started out as an incredible international art fair has turned into a competitive sport.
We're here at a How to Survive Art Basel, presented by Miami Art Museum. And how are you going to survive Art Basel?
I'm going to make an Excel sheet of where I should be and when I should be there.
And what about you?
Well, we plan on making a schedule and putting all the events together and then just tackling them all.
And what happens if you spend too much time at one place and it throws off the schedule? Will it
That
matter?
means that party was worth it.
It's very difficult to stay on schedule, but you kind of just need to have a timer and really, make it a point to make your appearance, show face, see the art, have fun, but then move on to the next party.
How many paintings are you planning to buy at Art Basel?
Oh, how many paintings? Oh, as many as I can afford, I guess, And to be honest, Art Basel's really not about the art, as much as we like to say it is. It's really about the glamorous life of it all.
It's really about the people. This year, there was another layer added on. There were artists that came down not to sell art, but because they had a message. The people of Israel have been under siege for quite a while, and the children have to run to bomb shelters. So these are artists who are decorating the bomb shelters to help the children.
Absolutely.
How'd you come up with this idea?
We went and created a bunch of artwork in support of Israel. And when we were there, we realized what meant most to people was the kids, the innocence of Israel. And we said, well, we're not a big organization. We can't change the world. We can't prevent war. But what we can do is make the darker spaces a little bit more beautiful.
The world of hip-hop superstars descended on Miami Beach during Art Basel week, but for a completely different purpose. A fashion show by Roberto Cavalli and a birthday party for Rico Love. Now that you're 30 years old, do you remember another songwriter who said, never trust anybody over 30? The question is, can we trust you tomorrow?
You can definitely trust me. You're going to trust me to keep winning, turning the lights on.
Thank you. Are you having a good time?
Having such a good time.
Experience all the booties on the runway.
Yeah.
How did you hear about this event?
We're actually staying at the hotel, and I looked out my window, and they're just setting up a runway. It said Roberto Cavalli, and I said, I'm in.
Where are you from?
New York.
And how long are you down here for?
Just till tomorrow.
Were you here for Art Basel?
Yes, and it's been a great experience.
While tourists and visitors come to Miami Beach and Miami and run around, at least we have a place to relax and chill out. The Miami Beach Botanical Garden, which just celebrated its 50th anniversary.
This is Cindy Brown, who's the new executive director of the new Botanical Gardens. And this is the 50th anniversary?
The 50th anniversary. Actually, it was October 31st, 1962, that the city designated this property as the Miami Beach Garden Center.
What do you think is the future of the Botanical Gardens? What do you do here now?
Well, we are Miami Beach's backyard. So our future is people hanging out on the lawn, coming here, enjoying their friends' company, coming to events, bringing their families and children here. That's the future.
Anniversaries come and go, and this one came and we were finally able to attend. This is a tremendous party for Miami Beach Arts Trust.
Founded in 1999 by
this guy right here.
By the city of Miami Beach.
I didn't know that.
And we broke away in 2002 and became our own entity. And then we were trying to figure out what we were doing, and then we came up with MiamiArtScene.com.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Anything that lasts more than 2 or 3 years is amazing, and this is your 7th anniversary.
7 is fine, and 8's going to be great.
Is this like a moving bar?
This is better than a moving bar. This is a living bar.
And how long have you been a living bar?
This is my first night as a living bar and I love it.
I mean, I came over because I saw all the drinks.
So are you feeling the bourgeois spirit?
Absolutely.
Good, because when you're a living bar, you're full of spirits.
I'm standing here with Marilyn Monroe, the Marilyn Monroe. Could you give me a little happy birthday, Mr. President?
Sure.
Happy birthday to you.
Standing next to me is one of the giants of the theatrical world down here in Miami. This is Joe Adler of the Gables Stage, and your official title is?
Producing Artistic Director.
Okay, I didn't want to get it wrong, so I figured I'd let you do that.
That's a long one. Yeah, Gables Stage is at the Biltmore Hotel, the historic Biltmore Hotel in Coral Gables. And it's easy to find, and you can park your car once and eat dinner and see a great show. So it's a great location for a theater. And this is really exciting. We just announced that come January 2014, our theater here in Miami is doing an international collaboration with the Royal Shakespeare Company in the UK and the Public Theater in New York City, the people who have been doing Shakespeare in the Park for 50 years.
Wow, that is very cool.
So we're going to be bringing Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra in an adaptation by Terrell McCraney that sets the play in Haiti during their big revolution. And it'll open in London at Stratford-upon-Avon, move here to Florida, to Miami.
So you're like the...
And then go to New York.
You're like the Joseph Papp of Miami.
Well, I don't know. That's a great compliment. I'd like to be the Joseph Papp of Miami, but I've got, Joe Papp was, I just got this visionary award. You just named a true visionary. Joe Papp was a visionary, and I have enormous respect for the late Joe Papp. But in our small way, to be affiliated with two organizations like the Royal Shakespeare Company and the Public, and be able to bring that production to the audiences here in South Florida, in Miami, before it goes to New York, is, I think, something that could be transformative. It could be for theater what Art Basel is for the visual arts.
Miami got some great news this week. An organization called the Latin Songwriters Hall of Fame, which is affiliated with the National Songwriters Hall of Fame, have created their own branch, and they're going to raise funds to build a museum in tribute to Latin songwriters over the past few centuries. It's going to be magnificent. The head of this organization down here is somebody whose name you probably know real well, Desmond Child. You know Desmond Child?
Absolutely.
What do you know about
Desmond Child and Rouge.
We're going
well
to
known.
Take a test. Yeah, well known for what?
For his music, as well as for his fabulous songwriting for musicians and singers that are worldwide, internationally known, famous people.
Cher, Kiss, Aerosmith, Ricky Martin, and how many more? 70, 80 more artists have in common? Well, it's this band. This is Desmond Child, the songwriter.
Hey, thank you for inviting me on your show.
And I have a question to ask you. What inspired you to become a songwriter?
My mother was a songwriter, and ever since I can remember, I have pictures of me sitting on her lap as she was writing songs. So it's in my blood, and that's all I know how to do. So,
well, you've written over 70 top 40 hits.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first one and how it made you feel when you heard it on the radio?
Yeah, I went crazy. It was my song "Our Love Is Insane" that I had with my group Desmond Child and Rouge.
I remember that.
Yes, and then very quickly after our hit, I had a hit with Kiss called "I Was Made for Loving You."
Well, you've worked with a lot of what the industry would call divas. People who have very special demands because of who they are. When they took your song and sometimes they sang it the way they wanted, did you ever get involved with saying, no, you're missing the whole point?
Well, it takes a diva to control a diva. And so they come to me because I tell them the truth, unlike a lot of people that may be surrounding them. Sometimes they don't like it, but they know it's the truth, so they come back to me.
Well, when you write a song now and it becomes a hit, does it have the same feeling as that first time?
Well, Of course. I mean, I'm always as excited because every day, and actually every day that I write a new song, that's exciting because I live in today. I don't live in yesterday.
And you want to know something? You're going to live into tomorrow because you go down as one of the great songwriters in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, along with the giants that I mentioned earlier, Johnny Mercer, Sammy Kahn, Harold Arlen, and a few others.
Well, either I'm as great as them or they're not so good.
Oh, no, they were good and you are great, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
The Miami International Book Fair is an annual that I absolutely love going to because it's an opportunity to meet the writers that we've all heard about, who've won fabulous Pulitzer Prizes, who you see in the New York Times best-selling author section. And over the next few episodes, we're going to introduce several of the writers that we had an opportunity to speak with.
You know, you never know who you're going to bump into at a book fair. And this is Robert Platshorn, who spent 29 years in prison for smuggling marijuana.
For smuggling marijuana. And now I'm one of the people who helped legalize Colorado and Washington during the last election. And I helped them get medical marijuana for Massachusetts. And now we're going to get it for Florida.
You're more than a convicted felon. I understand you're one of the great pitchmen, and even Billy Mays looks up to you as one of his idols, or looked up to you as one of his idols.
Yeah, well, now maybe he's looking down or looking up. It's hard to tell. But he was a great guy. No, we all started on the boardwalk of Atlantic City. Billy Mays, Ronnie Popeil. That's where Ed McMahon started.
Well, why don't you show us what a great pitchman you are, and tell us a little bit about the book you're selling.
The book is a memoir. It's called Black Tuna Diaries. It covers events from when I joined the South Street Gang at the age of 3 in Philadelphia, up through the Black Tuna Gang. My years in Europe, I set up the largest group of schools in Europe. I was the Evelyn Wood of Europe. My schools taught speed reading. It tells the story when I was a bullfighter in Spain, and I fought in the bull ring in Malaga. And it's got my 17 years as a pitchman, and of course it's got a lot of smuggling stories, all the years I smuggled marijuana. You know, the Santa Marta Gold, the best marijuana that came out of Colombia, I smuggled most of it, and that became the mother strain for almost all of the medical marijuana that's grown today. And here at the book fair, I'm signing copies of the book, copies of the movie. If you can't get to the book fair, my website is thesilvertour.org. And the Silver Tour is a nonprofit that teaches seniors about medical marijuana.
And what advice can you give to seniors who have never tried marijuana?
Natural sleep, cannabis, smoke a joint, Grandma. Go to sleep with a smile on your face. It relieves the pain of your arthritis. It reduces the swelling. You wake up with a smile on your face, and you're a lot healthier.
Well, you just put a smile on my face, so thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you for the interview.
Hi, this is Dave Barry, and I'm alive on South Beach. And although we're not on South Beach, but we are alive. At least I am.
Well, Stuart, that brings us to the end of another episode.
I'm Stuart Stewart.
I'm Dina Stewart.
And we're alive on South Beach for
syndicatednews.net.
See you soon.